What's up, guys?
What's up? Let people trickle in. Oh, look at it. There we are. Right on the dot. This is the YouTube. YouTube went like that. We'll go to the Facebook. Keep both of them.
All right, just getting my stuff ready.
Anybody filter in yet? No, not yet. We'll let them all filter in a little bit. Gonna open my Twisted Tea, my alien blood. No, blue blood. Blue blood.
So, it's Follower Friday. Cheers, and cheers, everybody. And we're calling it Follower Friday because it's for you, the followers.
Yes.
So, really excited for this. We have some fun stuff to talk about during the episode.
Wow. And behind us.
Wow.
I know. Especially that right behind me. You can still see the Axeman. He's even creepier because he's like creeping.
He's just underneath, just like, all right, man. All
I'm gonna
right.
get you.
Pirate flag, get him, and I want to come in. So I hope everybody's having a good night, good Friday.
Yeah.
And
it's a good Friday.
I appreciate anybody who comes and chills with us tonight.
We're gonna let everyone filter in here on the Facebook. Oh, it's gonna be tonight. It's gonna be Follower Friday. So anything you want to shoot at us, of course, we're gonna do some things a little bit like we usually do on the show, but we'll let you. Any questions, any stories you like, we can read them out for you. You can tell them, or we'll read them when they tell them. God, I can't talk. That was still filtering in here.
My mom sent me a picture the other day of a place she used to work where they took a picture as one of the tanks was exploding.
Oh,
and
dang.
You can see the
nose. Yeah, that's the
and
one
mouth.
she showed me the other night.
Yep.
The face.
Yeah, so I figure we could probably post that on the page and talk about that tonight.
Yeah, we can post that on the page.
Yeah, so we'll talk about it a little bit later. But yeah, I figured post that up at some point.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody trickling in, appreciate you. We're just getting started. It's Follower Friday, and we're going to be getting into some stories of some things that people you the followers have sent us, and some of you who are regulars, some newer people, and everything. So we got some great stories coming tonight.
Yeah.
I hope everybody's having a good Friday, and I hope that everybody's staying safe, and all your loved ones are staying safe. Chris and I are always making sure we keep good energy, and we're always keeping everybody in our thoughts. Because it's a crazy time right now, but we're having a lot of fun.
Speaking of that, Ann has something going on, so she can't make it tonight. So Ann's been here a lot on the show. Sending her
good energy to Ann.
Positive energy her way, and whatever she's going through may be positive and good energy going her way. So
I hope everybody else is doing well yourselves as well. So
right.
But this is Follower Friday, and you can take that as like follower, like something following you, in the dark.
Oh, yeah.
Or you can go like how we're looking at it as like you, the followers who give us so many stories and everything. We got some stories lined up for later in the show.
Well, if I have permission, if she doesn't join us later, because I was talking to her that night, I'm on with I was working when watching a bunch of live shows and chatting with people, and we made a couple new friends over the pond now. Again, we're always getting more and more.
Yeah, well, we're having a lot of interactions, a bunch of different, areas, because we want to talk to all the different paranormal groups. We don't care where you're from. We want to talk about all the different paranormal experiences. Because
when this is all over, we're going places. We're going to investigate places we want to go. And if I think it was, it might be different, but we still might. That Paracon might be still on in West Virginia Penitentiary. I haven't heard of any cancellations. So that's in late June that we'll be out there.
Yeah.
but with mask on. So get mask up, people.
Oh yeah, definitely have your masks on. We actually, Jen's making some masks right now, so we have some good masks and
I
stuff
thought
going
about
on.
cutting up the clown and just having just the bottom part and just it's a mask.
Yeah.
Just
Just replace
creepy.
the inline each time, and you'll be golden. Yeah.
Put some gold nuggets right there.
I mean, we have the paint for it, you know.
Oh, Joe joined us. Hey, Joe.
Joe, what's up?
I was just talking to Terry earlier. He said to say hi, Joe. He said hi to you. We were talking about you in a good way, sir.
Well, I'd hope so. Joe's a wonderful dude.
Joe's awesome, man. Everyone loves Joe. Oh, Antonia Rogers, hey, from Maryland.
Well, let's get shuffled up on our tarot card
Cool.
reading. If anybody's new to the show, we always do a tarot card reading in everything, in every show. It's always just a one card pull, just some kind of idea, intention for the show, and we use that to help guide us and to give us information. We switched to a new deck today, and we're going to be using that for a little bit. And it's actually an Alice in Wonderland deck. So it's one. I have a couple of different decks, but we're going to be shuffling up and then
how
pulling.
further down the rabbit hole can we go?
Oh man, we can go so far down the rabbit hole. But I have a Lord of the Rings deck as well that you'll see pop up at some point as well. We'll be shuffling them out at different points, you know.
Joe says hi. Your mom says hi. Tracy says hello, and Joe said hi to your mom.
Oh well, hey,
chat it up, guys.
We love you all.
Those are just trickling in while you're shuffling up.
And Mom, just to give you the shout out, we'll be talking about the story of the picture you sent me, and we'll be posting that up and everything at some point. So it's just an interesting story. We'll save that for a little bit later, though. Yeah. But for you guys just joining in, Joe, I know you're a regular. Mom, I know you're a regular. If you see any differences to the studio, just point them out.
Point them out.
We've been
changing
what do you see different?
I'm sure it was good, Joe. God, always a jokester.
Dude, I love Joe. He's
so awesome.
All right, go ahead and shuffle up, put your intention in there.
Oh, the ones that just trickling. It's going to be Follower Friday.
It is Follower Friday, so we want to hear stories from you guys. And I know we always are talking stories with you guys, and that's just a typical part of the show.
Right.
But this episode is specifically trying to get stories from you guys. We have a couple lined up already, and just pop them in the comments. If you want to remain anonymous, just send them in a message.
Yeah. And we'll chat.
If we can get a call in tonight, if you guys want to call in, we have that set up as well. So one of us can take a call from that. So just let us know. You know, we're here for a couple hours tonight. So be ready for some fun show.
It's Friday.
Uh-oh. Oh God, Chris messed it all. Oh, we have to cancel the show. Chris dropped one of the cards. We're gonna have to go. I'm sorry.
Hey, but know what didn't happen? I actually turned my phone down this time.
All right. Well, I guess we'll have to take the balance there and say we're good. So I hope everybody's having a good night. If you got some stories,
different. They're a little smaller. That's probably why I dropped it.
Oh yeah, it feels different than a typical tarot deck.
Yeah, big, they're like the playing cards. All right. Go for it.
Gonna split the deck, and we'll pull our single card, and we'll get our intention from that. So,
split.
Wow. All right.
Do you know what it is, sir?
I think so. Let me double check real quick.
Double check.
Sorry.
So. Yeah, guys, it's this Friday is dedicated for all our followers that join us. Been there, even the new people. This you notice it's been kind of the follower watcher theme this week. Been awesome.
I'm sorry, this is my first time using this Alice in Wonderland
deck.
That's
fine. So, guys, get any interesting stories? Any questions for us? We turn the reins over. Oh, and Antonia, go ask Alice. She might be having tea right now at the Mad Hatter because they're always running late. But yeah, just throw it in. If you have questions, stories, whatnot, paranormal, unexplained, just throw it out at us. Joe ask Alice. That's awesome. Uh-oh. It's okay. Because we changed the tarot decks. That's why. It's okay, guys. We're only human. I mean, if you want to look it up, and we'll talk about it later. But
You can just keep talking.
Okay.
You're
Yes.
interesting enough.
Am I though?
Just come on, you're okay.
Yeah, just throw out a question, a story, a question, anything unusual, unexplained, paranormal, alien, UFO, cryptid. Throw it out there. Any of you guys has got other stories and experiences? Flo would say, "Kiss my grits." Oh my God, Joe. When this all clears on, you're definitely gonna be one of our guests in our basement.
All right.
You got it?
Cool.
You got the manual.
6 of flamingos. That's why it's different, because it's the 6 of flamingos. So please, I'm sorry for that. So the 6 of flamingos, a wonderful fantasy and a new hope, confidence and perseverance, wishes, a grand design for life and a pleasurable living thereof, artsy and thought. So I think it's just us putting more ideas into changing like the set and like, you know, the show and everything, and like,
Hey, they don't know.
Steps forward.
Hey, for all those that have been with us a while, what do you notice that's different behind us?
Yeah. So there's a change, you know.
There is a change from the previous show.
So yeah, that's the tarot. It's the 6 of flamingos. That's why it took me a second. Sorry, I'm not as familiar with this deck, but I've got to figure it out. So, and it was in the upright position. So it's just perseverance and pushing through obstacles.
Hey, Joe, you want to be our moderator? Because everyone loves you, man. Everyone's loving Joe.
Oh yeah, Joe's wonderful.
Joe's awesome dude.
He's a big jokester as well. So watch out for that.
What do you think? We should get him when this all clears up as a one of our guests here.
Yeah, I'd love
at
that.
The actual
Joe.
table.
Yeah,
at the studio.
Joe hanging out actually at the
yes,
studio.
Joe would be awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, and Erica, our other investigator, we've been trying to get her down too.
Yeah. Oh, I definitely want to get Erica over here. That should be easy.
Yeah, that's easy. Hopefully, of all this stuff. Make sure.
All right, guys. So let's talk about it. We've been talking a little bit throughout the whole show. You know, as we've been going almost a month now.
We got a question.
Oh, what's it? Go that first, actually.
Antonia Rogers, what's something that has really scared you? I am new.
Okay.
Oh, you start.
Well, hey, appreciate you checking us out. And for something that's really scared us, I would definitely have to say, the most recent thing that's terrified me was the Malik house, and we've talked about that a couple times.
Yes.
But it was a house that there have been some deaths that had happened in the house, and some of them were due to like drug overdose and things of that nature. And there was belief that a demon entity was kind of, and it's normally we don't talk a lot about demon stuff, but because like most things aren't really usually demon related, it might just be like a vengeful spirit or something. But it was a demon entity that was like pinning some of these other spirits to the house and making them stay there. So that was one of the most recent ones. An early one for me was a couple of sleep paralysis moments that happened, and I've talked about that a couple different times. And you can check some of those earlier episodes. We have some of the full stories on that, and we might talk more later in the show about that. But it was the first one. I heard some whispering, and I couldn't quite tell what the language was, but it was a scary moment for me. But Chris, what's your stories, man?
Well, one of them is the Malik house, and you can go check out that actual video he edited. It was 2 years ago now.
Like a year and a half ago or so?
A year and a half,
yeah.
almost 2 years. We investigated that house with Jason from Paranormal Den. Shouts out to him. Yeah, it was very terrifying. You'll see me at one point because it's one of those attic crawl spaces. And I look up. Of course, at this point, the camera got because it must have drawn energy. But I saw like a shadow crawler, just a shadow crawler coming right at me, and it's like, I'm 40 years old. You want to see this guy jump down like that? It's like, oh, I'm done. It's on the big YouTube video of the Malik house. And after that, I was done. You see me drain the rest of the night. I think we all were drained, but we cleansed ourselves before and after. But still, it seemed like something negative did follow us.
Yeah.
Not necessarily demon, but negative followed us. But,
yeah, definitely just some negative energy.
But
for sure.
If there was something demonic, I would give it a, yeah, it probably was. And it got tired of us and it was messing with us. And it's like, it didn't want us there. And after a certain point,
we had come in after another investigative group had gone in prior to us, you know, so it was like.
And they were doing that, investigating that basement hard with the SLS camera.
Yep.
And they were trying to capture them. And,
exactly.
And they were messing with their equipment as well. I do remember that. So, and for back in my past, I brought this up on those Dave and Randy show, Paranormal Road podcast, which will be coming up soon. Probably
end of this weekend.
End of this weekend,
yeah,
maybe.
Possibly.
Because I didn't get any word from them yet. But anyway, I talk about this in my Indiana days because I'm originally from Indiana. It was pretty much you park, and it was in Amish country, just right across on the other side of Ohio, from Indiana to Ohio. There's Amish community there. You park next to this farmhouse and the big tree. You blink your lights 3 times. And what's supposed to happen is this light shows up like an old school lantern, like someone looking for their lost kid. And one night, and it was with 3 others, and my stepsister was with me at the time too. She has something about drawing that stuff too, just like Erica does. I got to point that out. But this ball of light, for no particular reason, followed us for a quarter mile down the road. And we were in a car. Just a ball of light, nothing else. Then it's gone. Poof. That's one of those moments I go, what just happened? It was one of those, holy crap. You can't explain it. You can't debunk it. It was a light following us from behind. Like this, perfect sphere of light. That's crazy. So, yeah, those are my 2 stories.
That's a really good question. Thank you for that.
That was a very good one.
And what I was going to get into, unless we have something else.
Erica said, once this is all over, I'll definitely be there. Don't worry.
Okay.
We're not worrying. We just want you here. Damn it.
We'll Skype you in if we need to. We'll get that all taken care of at some point.
Antonio Rogers, I will go check out this stuff out. Demonic is scary. Feel bad for the trapped souls. You know when you're done and out. Yeah, and that was one of the moments all 3 of us were. We talk about Erica. She's our other investigator,
and she was at the Malik house.
All 3 of us were there investigating, and we were all drained. It was the most drained of any investigation. The next one will probably have been the Levitt Road Covered Bridge because we were out there late. But
yeah, we was out there until like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Then that supposed cryptid that I was watching over us.
Yeah, we saw some eyes coming out of the woods. It was like at a 3 to 4 foot range, and then it kind of like postured up and seemed to be over like 6 to 7 feet.
That.
Yeah,
that was another kind of moment.
Yeah, for
not
sure.
Just spirit wise, just like the unexplained cryptid wise. Because we had a deer early night, and they have different colored eyes.
Very different eyes, yeah.
And they were on the ground. He was eating, chilling. This guy, like you said, stood up, was on his knees first. And Tyler's a tall guy and stood up, seemed like we passed him with these red eyes and just stared at us for a while. Then we just backed off.
Yeah, we definitely.
We walked away and we didn't stay too long after that. Yeah, go check us out. It's on this Facebook, and we also have the YouTube as well. We're doing this on the Facebook and YouTube as we speak. So we do stream from both right now. So that one, the reins over to you guys. We're still going to talk about some stuff. If you're going to type a story note, we can talk about some of the stuff that we got in, and we can show off our shirts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
We, I've been following this company for a while. I picked up some stuff from them, but it's called Cavity Colors. And again, we're not sponsored by anything. We just pick up stuff from companies. Like to give them a shout out. But these are our new Cavity Color shirts. So I got a Krampus shirt. He got a I Know What You Did Last Summer
Southport slasher.
Yep. So
because I'm old and I remember this movie.
So yeah, it's just a couple of things, you know. So we got a couple of new things there, and as we were talking about earlier, we got a new flag coming up. It's actually an interpretation of a Blackbeard flag, you know, Blackbeard the pirate. So yeah, we just got some more stuff filling out that. We actually got something new that'll be popping up over here soon.
Yeah.
So keep a lookout. You'll see some changes. We're just trying to keep the studio fun and interesting.
Well, we'll throw that out. Over that. Oh, and for all the people that watched us on a regular, I'm wearing something that's not black. It's amazing. I'm like, okay, continue.
So yeah, that's just a couple of the changes. One of the other things we actually changed is we've been talking about it. We picked up a pendulum set, and this is it was sold back in 1953 as it's a very old one. It was kind of sold as like a board game. You know, it was kind of like you'd play it at parties and stuff, and it was used to like talk about different things, you know, maybe like relationship stuff.
Yeah.
Some people would use it to like try to determine the sex of their baby and things of that nature. But it's a new pendulum set that we got, and you know, no matter what, it's still a pendulum set. It's a communication tool, and it's not on the same level where like it's like a seance, like a Ouija board and everything. It's a whole different thing. So I'm gonna just walk around and just show a couple elements of that real quick.
And shout out to he's been with us for a few shows, John Cassidy. He also has a YouTube page, but he gave us the idea because he's actually got one in the mail today, and we were talking about it.
Yeah. So is that? That's the cover.
Oh,
it's called the Mystic Eye.
Joe's like being funny. BAPS modeling agency now we are.
Yeah, I'll model anything.
Yeah.
And this is the pendulum, and this is the communication board for it. Yeah, so that's the stuff for it. So we'll be messing with this at some point.
Yep.
Very old instructions, and it's like I said, copyright 1953 on there and everything, you know. So we'll be posting some good pictures of that up. I have some better pictures. We'll post on the Facebook and everything.
We missed something from Tracy. I would love to investigate, but so far I've only had the opportunity to go on a few ghost tours at Gettysburg and the Colonial Williamsburg.
Ooh. Oh, Colonial Williamsburg.
Oh, I know.
Nice, yeah.
Also have done the day tour at the Moundsville Penitentiary. Yeah, so have I at the Moundsville Penitentiary, Tracy. Oh my God, that place is so much energy, and someone's always watching me. I don't want anything following me home. I know. So that Malik house, we were prepared, but something still. Cleansing can only do so much. Something can still attach and follow you home.
Yeah.
That's why we notice it when we cleanse the whole house.
And we're cleansing over and over to make sure we're being very careful.
It's not just a one-time thing. You got to keep doing it and doing it and do it. Oh, midwives use those for hundreds of years. Yeah.
Pendulums they're a very old tool, and we're definitely going to be messing with that on some later episodes. We just got it in.
We just got it in. We
yesterday.
Just research it and see how it works. Yeah.
But it is from 1953, and it's an interesting piece.
How old was that Ouija board? That wasn't that old though. But it was probably in the 60s.
The Ouija board, I think, was around that same age. Yeah.
60s.
Yeah.
So we like to pick up. Oh, you gonna tell? Did you tell him where you got it from, sir?
Oh yeah. And he's actually checked out the show at one point. But my buddy Clement and Hallie over at Cleveland Curiosities. It's a shop out of Lakewood, but for the time being, while the virus is going on, they're actually shipping stuff online, and it's a rare thing because he's usually so busy that he can't ship things online. So check out Cleveland Curiosities. No matter where you're at, he can ship to you. I'm pretty sure within the United States. I don't know if he does international shipping. You could check with him on that. But I just went and seen him Thursday and everything, and he's doing really well. But he's relying on his online stuff to actually get some sales.
Yeah, go check him out online and stuff.
Yeah, Cleveland Curiosities. So that's Cleveland, Cleveland, and that's Curiosities. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how to spell curiosity, but I will look it up.
It's okay. Remember, the teachers are out of school; they're not judging us.
Okay, it's Curiosities. So yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't do well at
That's
spelling tests. And
Antonio Rogers, Gettysburg is awesome.
Antonia,
Have something
yeah.
happen. Well, sorry if I butcher your name. Every time I go there, I have a problem with pronunciation sometimes. But yeah, I've been to Gettysburg with my wife and 2 stepdaughters. Yeah, there was definitely an energy there. We even did our own driving type like tour at night just to see. And yeah, it can be stone tape theory where it records over and over again, or it can be an actual spirit trying to communicate. Because you got to think, a lot of those people, we talked about this before, a lot of those soldiers and stuff were unknown. And that's most likely why they're walking those grounds, because they want to be remembered.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
being forgotten, I can't imagine being forgotten. That's got to be the worst feeling in the world.
I think that's what every person wants, is to be remembered forever. So at some
yeah.
point, some people got to realize that there's millions or billions, there's billions probably of people who have been forgotten over time.
Oh, and this guy put up a short video on our YouTube page of me saluting our veterans, and we learned some pretty cool history in our area, actually.
Yeah, one of the people we gave a shout out to, Chris, went out on a small investigation in our local Bennett's Corner Cemetery, and he was, while he was going, it wasn't even thinking anything intentional. I just noticed it while I was watching it because I wasn't able to go out that night. But he was just paying respect to like a Revolutionary War vet.
I know.
A War of 1812 vet,
Mhm.
and another person who served in the Army at some point. And so I just threw together a small video, and we tossed up a little bit of information about each one of those people, so you guys could see just a small bit, about those persons. It's a very small, short video, so just give it a look and a watch real quick.
Dang, we've been caught. Antonia Rogers says the English teacher is here. Dang it, I'm screwed.
Okay, Tanya, yeah, Tanya,
Tanya,
okay,
just call me Tanya.
Yeah,
Okay,
Tanya,
thank you.
Cool, yeah. All right.
And Tanya says 53,000 people wounded or killed in 3 days.
Yeah,
it's 3 days. Man.
It's a very and to think of the medical practices at those times.
We're
too,
very rude and.
Yeah, it was very much like, all right, bite this, drink this, and let's take this off.
And people use makeshift in their own houses and tents, and or they were short on morphine and whatnot. Because I know people that survived or got wounded were hooked on that morphine.
Well, I mean, think about like I was talking about Clement and Hallie over at the Cleveland Curiosities. They while I was there, they get in a bunch of old prescriptions and stuff, and they sell off like framed prescriptions because it's prescriptions for like heroin and different types of weeds back in the day. Exactly. And cocaine for different things, so they get all of these different drugs as prescriptions, from old, like actually handwritten prescription notes and stuff like that. So it's amazing to see that. I actually want to get one for back here, maybe like an old one for like a heroin one, or just to have it,
just the old medical bottles.
Yeah. Well, they have some of that, but those are hundreds, almost $1,000.
To get any, like, I'm sure some of those are like war relics.
They get some of the war relic ones. They've had some of the gas masks and everything like that in there too. So he definitely gets that stuff. But it's the things like that, they usually get pretty up there in price. But that's just because when you get into the oddities and stuff, it's a very, very heavy market. So
it is a very heavy market.
The cost can be up there.
Yeah. Tracy says we stayed at the Battlefield Bed and Breakfast in Gettysburg. It's supposed to be haunted, nice place, but I saw no haunting stuff. We actually stayed at, it's called the Eisenhower. It was a very old hotel that we stayed up there. Pretty nice, fancy, historic hotel.
And Charlena says she sent you a private message referring to a Williamsburg, Virginia event.
Yes.
So.
Oh, yep, she just did. This was at Ripley's. She says there's a photo. Hey, Charlena, I will share this later on our Facebook page, just so people can see it afterwards as well. Is that okay? Speaking of Williamsburg, VA, this was at Ripley's. Anyone into occult would have been as excited as me to see this. That's something to do with the occult. That's pretty amazing.
Oh, wow.
I know.
Yeah. It's like a talon with like some like leaves or something on top. It's a candlestick holder of some sort, but like, man.
Yeah, I will share that later, Charlene.
Yeah, for
Thank
sure.
you.
Thank you so much, Charlena.
So that's, yeah, if you want to share in the messenger and whatnot, we'll share this stuff later. We have no problem. Thank you, Charlena.
Yeah, remember to save that. Yeah.
I'm going to say, oh, shit.
Yeah, that's really beautiful looking too.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that. Oh, Tracy's the math teacher. Man, we're just getting surrounded by teachers. Hopefully our math doesn't come. You're pretty good at math, so I think we're okay.
Yeah, I do okay with math.
Yeah.
English sometimes, I'm
Slips.
it's one of those things, like, I don't talk about it too much, but like, and my mom can probably talk about it a little bit, but like, I've always had a weird speech thing. I wouldn't call it exactly a stutter, but I just talk really fast sometimes, and I just jumble my words, and it's just, I've learned to kind of like calm down and slow things down a little bit. But honestly, I go a mile a minute sometimes, and it can come off a little bit weird. So if I ever am just tripping over my words a little bit, I just talk really fast sometimes.
Well, that was in my elementary school days. I used to stutter a little bit. People made fun of me for it.
Well,
but I got over it. And sometimes you hear me stumble on my words. That's because of in the past.
I mean, like, I go really fast sometimes, and like by the time I'm getting going, it's just like, oh, I didn't understand half of just what you said,
Well, go ahead and talk. I got to message somebody that's asking where we can find us.
Yeah, no problem. So yeah, well, like we were saying, this is Follower Friday. So if you got some stories you want to throw out on either the YouTube or the Facebook, just throw those messages in. If you want to just private message them to us, you can do that. If you want to remain anonymous, just tell us you want to remain anonymous. Obviously, like, Charlena sent that wonderful picture in, and we'll have that posted up, and that'll be that's an interesting story. It's a beautiful piece she sent us.
Most of the times, what I will share stuff, you will share stuff of the previous night show's topics, so that way people, or if we don't know anything, we look into it, then we'll share it and go, aha moment.
Like that Men in Black video I put up. That's one of my favorite videos out there. If it's real, it's amazing. If it's fake, then they did a really good job,
Tanya says, I talk fast too. It's because you're thinking fast. Yeah, brain can't catch up to the mouth. What is your YouTube channel? Same? Yeah, it's the same as our Facebook.
Yeah, it's By the Burial Ground.
Well, you go ahead and keep talking. Actually, I will. Hopefully, I can share it on here. Can I?
Well, link? I'll share the link real quick.
Go ahead and share the link to our YouTube page as well. We're last Wednesday show, as of Wednesday, on our Facebook page, we have reached 1,000 followers and still moving on up. So we thank you all for sharing and stuff and liking, and just share the heck out of us. I mean, we're down to earth paranormal guys. We don't pretend to know everything. If we don't, we share it later and research it. Oh, your mom says, yes, you do. I used to tell you to slow down all the time. Tyler's mom.
I'm just like, I'm very,
yes.
I can't help it sometimes, like, especially if I ever get really excited about something, I just go off and I'll just start just rambling.
Just like you'll be excited tomorrow.
Yes.
Because you see, I have my own personal YouTube page as well, where I've never speed walked so fast like a speed walker and an old person in a mall down these abandoned railroad tracks, because I was so excited. Oh my gosh. Yes, I feel you, man.
Yeah, so I threw the YouTube page link up in there. They don't let you have a named link until you get to like 1,000 followers on YouTube,
So look for, we have the same picture on Facebook and the same creepy clock.
Yeah. And you can type in just By the Burial Ground on YouTube,
and you'll find
we're usually in the top 10 results. Yeah.
That's an easier way to find us. So,
but there's plenty of videos on there. We've been putting stuff on there. Chris put a link to the video. I put a link to the video on the Facebook. Yeah, so if you just go to our Facebook feed, there's a link to that most recent video of Chris. Yep. I just put it up today. Chris had a video on his own personal Facebook page that he put up today. It's been an eventful day for us. And
most of my explorations lead into our investigations, as we talked about. And I'm taking this guy tomorrow out there.
And it's like, we combine together. I research things. He researches things.
I watch a lot of shows like yesterday.
Yeah.
and get that word out and meet new people and talk.
I pull things from, when I was younger and like stories I heard and stuff and like that, and we've researched things off that, and it's been a fun ride so far.
I'll go show. I mentioned on one of the UK live shows they had, the paranormal live shows yesterday. I mentioned in the chat room black-eyed children, and someone had experienced across the pond.
Yeah,
very creepy, very creepy.
Well, it's if anybody's not familiar, the black-eyed children are like they look normal like normal children, but they're just very deep, hollowed out like eyes.
Yes.
And they are known to approach doorsteps and things of that nature. They'll knock on doors and they want to try to either lure you out of your house or try to gain access to your house. And they'll say things like, I'm hungry. But when you try to engage with them, like ask them their name or like, where's their mom or anything, they just say like the same things. It's almost like a very, very limited mentality, but if you let them in, apparently they take like everything, they take you, your family, anything like that.
There's been rumors up in the Helltown Legend area up there in Boston Mills of black-eyed children.
Yeah.
And in one of my videos, you always see me turn around, so make sure those are not following me.
And one of the things I always worry about whenever I'm out there is mirror men. And if you've never heard of mirror men, it's a weird phenomenon where you see these three, like they're in similar suits, like a black suit, but they're like three like white, like very pale creatures, and they move in the same exact form. And like a lot of people see them on like hikes and stuff like that, and they show up and everything, and you see them from a distance, you can see them close up, whatever happens. They don't directly interact with you, but all of a sudden you lose, like people usually use like 10 to 16 hours of their day. So like they might like all of a sudden come to, and it's like the middle of the night and they're still in the woods somewhere, and it's like way different than the place they were before.
Holy crap.
So these mirror men are a weird phenomenon that I've researched out.
Joe's being a resident jokester. This is the geese were yelling you to slow down.
Oh man, those geese, they'll just mess you up no matter what.
They didn't attack me. They floated back and forth under the bridge. So I have that video on my other YouTube page. It's pretty hilarious because I was so excited. It's like I was like just minding my own distance. It's like, I'm sorry, guys. I'm just here to film and take some pictures.
They're still messing you up no matter what.
It's funny because I also, in the town of Jate, I also saw 2 deer crossing the railroad track further down. And I was like, no, I've seen 2 geese. Number 2 comes up a lot. Erica would know if she's still watching. 2 is like something that happens a lot. Sometimes we investigate in 2s. I mean, that number 2, I don't know why it's attached to us, but anyway.
Hey, I mean, you never know what's going to be popping up there.
Oh, and it leads us to some of the prison numbers sometimes. It always has a 2 in it.
Yeah. Well, hey, don't be turning all Jim Carrey and the number 23 on me.
No. No 23.
You're going to start like carving 2 into all the walls and stuff like that.
That is my birthday in January 23.
Oh, man, see?
And already
he's gone, guys.
I'm gone.
Chris won't be here next show. I'm going to have to put him down. Sorry.
Sorry. All right, guys. Any more? Throw it down, man. You want it? We already did that. We already explained that.
We talked about it a little bit. And we'll be posting. It's another picture we'll be posting up on the Facebook probably tomorrow.
Thanks, Charlene.
But
if you're still there.
My mom was talking to us. Apparently, at one of the old places she worked at, something caught fire, and I'll be putting the picture up. You can see like a demonic or a devil face in the flames very clearly.
I wonder if I still have those pictures of our fireside chat one night. It was just me and you. I took a lot of pictures that I thought I seen a face in the fire.
Maybe let's look.
I have to look through my pictures
that
and
picture
stuff.
my mom sent, and I'll be putting that up tomorrow. So be looking out for that, guys. Like I said, probably around like 2 o'clock or something like that. I usually like to post in the afternoon.
I usually post as soon as we're done with the show. I might not tonight because I can't sleep. But anyway.
Well, you know how it goes. It's hard to sleep sometimes.
Well, I'm also was going to watch those guys from Paranormal Quest. Right now, they're doing a 12-hour to get more likes.
Yeah.
A live stream. I don't think we can stay awake for 3 or 4 hours.
Well, we started this late, but if we started it earlier in the day, it'd be a different story. So,
Like
if you're doing
noon
12
to-
hours, like
noon to
noon to
midnight.
midnight, or like maybe like
It might
2
be a
to
little
2
hard
or
with
something
all
like
the
that.
noise and TT. And
Oh, it'd be so hard to do it here. If we had to try to do it here, it would have to be probably 8:30 to 8:30 in the morning would be the best chance. Yeah, 8:30 at night to 8:30 in the morning. That'd be the.
it would be
but-
like
Yeah, it'd literally just be like half the stream would just be us sleeping. You
we're
know,
sleeping on the table with this show still going.
Yeah, people will be in the chat like, "Why are these guys still recording?"
No, they're doing it for a good cause. They're trying to get more follows on their YouTube page.
Yeah,
I mean, it's something to think about. Maybe not as extreme as 12 hours. Maybe we do like 3, 4, 5. I don't know, and just do it on the. They were posting from their Facebook and YouTube, but the YouTube was going on Facebook. It was some type of streaming service. So, any questions on the YouTuber? Sorry,
Tanya's on the Facebook as well.
Oh.
Nice,
nice.
or on the YouTube as well. Yeah,
Okay, cool. Thank you, Tanya. We appreciate it.
yeah. I saw the comment on there, and I'm just like, "Oh, I'll check that out as well." Well, thanks for everybody checking in, and just if you got some stories to toss out, we any kind of paranormal stories, if you
Or
got
questions.
or
if you're
questions
new
as
here.
well.
Or if the people that have been following us for a while or on the show for a while, let me put it that way, that wants any questions or experiences or
Thanks,
stories.
we got both going. She's just supporting us on both platforms. Thank you so
Alright.
much.
Yeah, like and share on the
Well, yeah,
YouTube as well, man.
Any stories, any questions? And we're not limited to just talking about like ghosts and spirits and things of that nature. We talk
It's
about
unexplained,
aliens. We talk about
UFOs,
cryptids. We talk
cryptids.
about all the kind of stuff. And cryptids, if you're not familiar with the term, it's in reference to like creatures yet to discover or creatures that haven't been yet to be proven. So like your Bigfoots, chupacabras, Loch Ness monsters, things of that nature.
Tracy, making a drinking game of your live stream. Every time Joe makes a joke, we all do a shot.
Oh man, you guys are gonna be hammered.
Dude,
You guys are gonna be hammered.
Joe, I think Joe's
Joe's the residential jokester, man.
Yeah,
Like
he
his
is.
jokes are hilarious.
You might be drunk and passed out, but we can't do it.
I don't condone that for your health,
Oh my God, Joe might make you not want to drink anymore.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
That's a good one, Tracy. Thank you.
All right, you had a story written down, right?
It's a pretty long story. I'll let anyone else because I want to save it for a little bit later because
Okay.
it is pretty lengthy. It's like 2.5 pages.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we definitely want to make sure we. Oh man, and she subscribed to the YouTube. Thank you.
Oh, thank
Tanya,
you
so much.
Thank you, Tanya.
We're trying to get that up so we can do live streams from the field on the YouTube too.
So we
Been around
need how many
yeah,
more?
So we
Do the
can
math.
Yeah. Oh, I think we need like 930 more. something like that.
934 probably now because she would be 66.
Would she? I thought we were at 69.
I thought we were 65, or was we?
I think
60?
she said 70. I thought she was 70. Let me check real quick.
Okay, double check. I might have saw that earlier, but I think I might have checked that in the afternoon. It was at 65. He's checking at YouTube.
Oh no, it's up to 67. Yeah, she's 67. All right.
So it'll be 900. We need 933 more followers. Come on, guys.
Yeah, that's so we can go. We can go live from the field on the Facebook, but we want to go live from on the YouTube as well. Yeah,
Not
So-
just from home. We love these shows, but we want to do this YouTube as well out there. Give you guys a multiple view, like from Facebook and YouTube. If you got YouTube, Facebook, YouTube. Because he's thinking about a different streaming service where we can bundle a lot into the show.
and we want to be able to like live chat with people within
Share
the show.
pictures
Yeah,
on the show.
share pictures, share videos within
like
the
some
stream.
of them do.
Yeah, and be able to have like people within the show just like video chatting in from somewhere else.
This guy puts in a lot of work on that YouTube, and we appreciate his hard work.
Well, I appreciate it, man. Like I definitely want to try to make the best experience for everybody. And as I learn more, it's just going to be more stuff I can provide for everybody.
Those
we've
analytics are
put
looking
some
good,
money
though.
into some
Yeah.
stuff too.
Yeah.
Like with the audio and certain stuff and everything like that.
I put money
So,
into the Facebook for boosting and sharing with the.
Yeah.
I mean, we've done so much to give you guys a good quality show, and just be us in chat.
And we just appreciate you guys. Like I know we had some some rougher episodes there for a minute, and you guys stuck around and
Week
like
3.
really, like held in. So
Oh, yeah, you
we
stuck
definitely
around.
appreciate that.
You guys have been troopers.
Let's
and
talk about a
patient.
couple of stories. I definitely I've been talking about some of our favorite stories from the field, and let's talk about the Mansfield Reformatory. OSR or whatever. OSR
yeah.
Reformatory. It's like it's a popular place. It's one of the most places
Very
they
popular.
filmed the Shawshank Redemption there.
Yes, no one can forget that. If you haven't
Exactly.
seen it, go see it now. Leave this page now and go see it now. I'm just teasing.
No, please don't.
No, I'm
But
teasing.
they filmed the
guys.
Shawshank Redemption there, and parts of it, like majority of it there. We walked through that whole prison. We literally hit every floor for the most part that we could access.
On the other side, you can't get to the second level or the other levels.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
most
the parts
of
we could
part.
access, we accessed, and I mean, I literally laid in the beds of men who had been in prison for their whole lives or majority of their life, and I laid in the bed of a man who was burned in his
Who
bed.
burned him? He didn't. As the story is, because it was chow time and everyone's supposed to leave their cells in a single file down to the chow hall. Apparently, he went back up, got a mattress somehow. Of course, it's probably easy to get matches and whatnot back then, and get a little bit of something like probably alcohol, and stuck himself between a mattress and lit himself on fire. I can't even imagine. Fire would be the worst way to die.
Fire would be terrible. You think
Yeah,
about
how much-
Salem and the witches they burned, and
I know.
you think about like all over the world or the places they've taken people and done different things.
I can't imagine. And he locked himself in there, and they couldn't get to him, and he was gone. And now imagine how much pain and energy and sadness is in that room, and there was, because I've been there a couple times, and that was your first time there. And I've always stopped at that room and always been just sit there in silence and felt that energy in that particular cell. And man, because I understand prison's a different animal. It can make you do things, worship the devil, whatnot, or have a cult, whatnot, for the crimes and stuff that you have done. I can't imagine being stuck in a place like that.
Yeah.
Because all your freedoms are gone because you screwed up. Some of them might have been innocent. Okay, that's fine. But most of them probably, they screwed up and they ended up there.
Now, Chris, I wanted you to go over, talk about your video you put up and the location we're going to tomorrow. Just talk a little bit about where we're going to be talking about and some of the stuff we're going to be looking at, real quick.
Oh, yeah, and I'll
be right back. Okay, I got to go check out some stuff.
It is
One
called...
second. Make sure.
Oh, you didn't bump anything. You're just still connected.
Okay, cool.
Got the mic wire running underneath. Anyway, it's called look up Jade Paper Mill in Ohio. Used to be a town of Jade. They still preserve the old town of Jade. It's now annexed into Brecksville, but they had a company store and employee houses set up there so they can just go right to work where they can live. It was a really small town. They even had their own little train depot and stop right there. They used to produce all those feed bags and whatnot. It was a paper mill. Now I forget which website, but notoriously that place is supposed to be haunted. The old paper mill burnt down, but you still see the machinery gone in and out of the old paper mill to receive and ship stuff. And towards the end, it looked like something out of a Hills Have Eyes moment. There's abandoned railroad tracks are still there, and of course Joe would say angry geese. But according to the website, there's supposed to be this mysterious blue light and hauntings around that bridge. Spirits walking back and forth and whatnot. Now, I try to look up train wrecks and whatnot. It probably wasn't more like a train wreck. Maybe it had been a derailment or a drowning or someone I have to go look further into and try to get the truth out of it. I could not find any records from the past because I was looking really hard to see if there's any accidents around that area or close to that area. I could not find any. I don't know how far the records went back. Some of them I saw were late 1800s. Okay, yeah, I was looking that up, Tracy. The train wreck, yeah, was in Ashtabula. And also, another Helltown gets confused with our Helltown here in Ohio.
Yeah.
And I posted something on Facebook. It was interesting. There was supposed to be like a train rail car collision in 57, but it never really happened. And that's a big legend over to the Helltown over in Pennsylvania, where
Yeah.
there is a train car graveyard, and they just left them all here. Now that one you probably can't get to. I only seen photographs. It's pretty neat, but it's private property over that way. It's over to closer to the PA side, West PA side. So everyone asked me, and I was like, "No, there's no rail cars here. There is a bandit bridge because I'm mistaken it for because there was actually two in the area.
And we knew of the one, but
We knew
didn't
the
know
one
of
that was
other.
teared down. You can see the remnants of the concrete and whatnot.
Yeah.
Pretty much was the same kind of structure, and they probably didn't have that road too much. Now, what interests me because there's houses. There was the general store, which is the big building, and there was more houses further down. But I also the park took it over as a path. It was probably a walking path for the employees
Oh, well, I'm sure it was. Yeah.
to get to the paper mill.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
And I was just thinking about this last night because it says for service vehicles only. But yeah, that we're gonna go. I'm gonna take this guy tomorrow, and we're gonna go another route after I show him the Wayne main route and get a different perspective of the area.
And we always do like blessings during the show just to help clear things out in the studio and just make sure we have it gives us a charge too. You know, we want to make sure that we have that energy because we're learning different things as we go along.
Well, I appreciate that, Tracy, because I was looking high and low, and I found that 57 train wreck that never happened. But yeah, people do ask me a lot, have been still asking me about Helltown in that general area, because they get the two mixed up, because there's actually two Helltowns. I'm pretty sure there's more, but these are the two well-known ones. The one here in Ohio, excuse me, and the one in PA. Two different ones, but still two awesome locations. And I'm gonna keep doing this, and we're probably gonna do a lot of investigations out there now it's all clear up because we want to get some answers.
One and we also have a lot of things that we want to get out to with doing residential stuff too. That's something we want to get into for sure. I know that we had some leads for a while before this all kicked up, and I hope we can follow up on some of that afterwards. You know?
Oh yeah, that's because we want to do. We did try go out to Jade, but it was the front of where the main entrance was at the time, because there was a trail path, tow path to the old road and the steps and the old walkway with that single creepy light that's nature's taking over.
Oh yeah, no, that light's crazy. Yeah.
But we're going to try to do it a different way because I think we got it wrong because we thought it was the other bridge because there was two, and this bridge has been kicking me in the butt because it took me a while, and I came randomly. It was like someone was telling me here, what, and this video popped up in my, watch next feed. I was like, interesting. So I just watched, and it's like in one of those aha moments. I was like,
yeah.
I pretty much probably know where that is. Then I seen they have a little map on a video. You see the little map, and you see it off to the distance behind. It goes over the Cuyahoga River, a bridge, and into the back of the paper mill area where most of the activity most likely happened, shipping, receiving, and all that good stuff. But yeah, we're gonna go out there. I'm gonna take this guy out tomorrow. We're gonna get our hiking pants on, hiking shoes, get out of these four walls for a little bit because they drive you crazy. And we'll be safe because we're the only ones going to be out there pretty much. This bridge is not easy to find.
Yeah.
No one hardly knows about it because there's hardly anything out there. I posted an album on my personal Facebook. You can check out the pictures there. I got some good pictures from my phone. I'm going to take the good old professional camera out there.
I saw that question from Tracy. Yeah, right.
Have you guys been to the PA town that Silent Hill is based on? Centrella. I've seen a lot of videos on it. I think they just covered up people got tired of them trespassing that graffiti road part. They covered up with dirt now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's sad because people don't listen or ask permission. They just go. They just go. Go. Ask permission when you go to some of these locations. They probably don't mind if you're not going to desecrate the area.
Yeah, we learned our lesson on that for sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Tanya says Centrella. Yeah, Centrella. Where actually to this day, those coal fires are still burning down below. That's crazy. That happened a while ago, too. Oh, man. Yeah, so that is the Jade Paper Mill, abandoned railroad, train tracks, and that general area alone. And we're going to go back up it, and he's going to go up there. He's going to get the lay of the land, and we'll plan a nighttime. It's probably going to be different than before, but we'll try.
Yeah.
Because it's a little harder to navigate. Well, Mother Nature's been kind of weird lately with the snow. Because I filmed it on a nice day in the morning, because I left early in the morning.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful blue sky day. Then when I came back home, what? Snow.
Oh, and that's how it always is for us, you know.
Ohio's drunk.
We can't catch a break.
No, we can't catch
we
a
have
break.
4 seasons in a day, you know.
Yeah, covered it and kicked everyone out.
And we had tornadoes like
a
couple weeks ago. Yeah.
That one show right after that one show we did.
Yeah, like one of those shows in week 3 or like week 2 or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, week 3. It was after week 3.
Yeah, Wednesday show in week 3. Yeah.
Yep, Wednesday show week 3 last week actually. Yeah. Man, everyone's hunkered down in our studio basement area.
Oh yeah.
And your daughter, your TT, thought it was playtime.
Yeah, she thought we were just playing a sleepover.
Right. She wanted to get up and walk around because it's such a.
Luckily, Wesley was asleep. You know.
Oh yeah, he was passed out. He could sleep through anything.
Yeah, he's a
other than
whole
hunger.
Other thing. Yeah.
Other than hunger.
Yeah. Well, he's always hungry.
He's always
a
hungry.
Massive unit. Got
he's a big,
son who's
healthy boy.
Not even 6 months old, and he wants to eat like he's a year old. You know?
Oh my God, he's already wearing out the swing.
It's down here now. We had to switch it up with the bouncy thing. Yeah.
Oh, you already wore it out. The motor's gone.
A whole swing. He blew out the motor on a whole swing.
Oh my God.
We had one of those like electric swings for my son, and you know he wore it out because he's so massive already.
I think we can. You know what, guys? If you tune in to Facebook tomorrow, I think we'll do a live from our page once we get to that one side of the bridge and show them. If you following on of course you're following on Facebook, look out. It takes us about 40 minutes to get up here. We're leaving about after TT goes down for a nap. So, and it doesn't take. It's only like not even a half mile from the track to the bridge.
Yeah, and I've done plenty of hikes like that, so it's no problem.
Yeah, I probably would. I was at your pace that day, but you know what's right to the Thorns do because you got the duck. You got to play the limbo.
Oh, I'm gonna be set up proper tomorrow for sure.
Okay, yeah, because glad I had my hiking pants on because those things would have stabbed.
Yeah, but I have the hiking pants on with like a layer underneath to like protect against the thorns and stuff. I'll be good.
But plan on maybe 1:30. We'll call it 2:00. Around there, we'll go post a live and let you guys see the bridge for yourselves.
Yeah,
we'll share that with you. So
and that'll be tomorrow.
Look for us tomorrow, and we'll do a quick live video because
that's Eastern time. Anytime we talk about
Eastern Standard Time. Sorry, I forget. Not everyone's from Ohio or in the same time zone. So, yeah, so we'll do that for you guys tomorrow. Look out for that. It'll be a nice sunny day. So, it'll be a beautiful day. Then we'll cover both ends of it. Then once we get to both ends, we'll go live from each end, give you guys perspective.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Because thank you for the guy, whoever talked to me. It's like, yeah, try to just walk around the outer perimeter and you'll get to the back so you don't have to worry about hurting yourself. Yeah, because that bridge... There's just mostly the steel left and not much of the railroad tie wood.
Yeah, you don't want to get all messed up out there for sure.
It looks like someone had a camping hammock hanging from the bridge at one time. It was still there in the pictures.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, I have that hammock over there, and it's like I definitely could chill in there for a while.
Those geese might attack you. peck at your ass. Anyway, it's all good fun. But yeah. Throw any more of your stories and questions out there for first time or the regulars. And we talk about a lot of stuff. See, and we
Like Tanya, you've been talking a lot of different stories with us.
yes.
Do you have any stories of your own that you've
Yeah.
experienced on like the
Yeah, Tanya,
paranormal,
any stories on your
alien
own?
stories, anything like that too? You know, like we talk all kinds of different stuff, and no judgment here. And all of our fans are pretty solid. You know,
Mhm.
especially our regulars. They love to just hear people's stories, and they don't judge anybody. And if anybody trolls you, don't worry. We have an army out there who takes care of
Oh,
those.
yeah. Joe would look out for us.
Yeah,
too.
Joe alone will just take care of all the trolls. He's definitely the jokester who shuts them down quick.
Oh yeah. I didn't see any of his jokes pop up, so you're still sober. Oh, never mind. I spoke to Geese is gonna get you. See, this is what I'm talking about, guys.
Yeah,
That's his joke.
Joe's such a jokester.
And he's been learning with us because he's learning about the paranormal, and that we've introduced him that for almost a month now. He's been with us and learning and sharing and joking and moderating for us.
Yeah, taking care of stuff for us.
Taking care on that. I never. Tanya
Geese
says,
are scarier than ghosts for sure.
Tanya says I never shut up. Well, that's fine. Come on.
Yeah,
Let's
give
go.
us a story to work with.
Give us a story to work with. This is your guys' show tonight. Follower Friday.
Well, you got to get your story at some point tonight.
Oh, I will. What mark are we at? About the hour and a half mark, I will.
Okay.
Or hour 15, depending on some of the stories I will tell, because it's like a 2.5 pager.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know if I don't see her on here yet, so.
Oh yeah, I forgot you're waiting. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I was waiting to see if she would come on for a little bit. That's why I waited to tell the story. But I do have her permission if she can't make it tonight, and I'll probably do it around the hour 15 or hour 30 mark ish. Joe says I'm taking care of the light work. Yeah, take care of that light work.
And Mark just joined.
Oh, I know Mark. He's part of he was with us when we went up to the OSR with the Mustang group.
Okay.
Him and his wife and his kids are big into the paranormal as well.
Well, thanks for joining, Mark.
Thanks for joining, Mark. Nice to see you. Haven't seen you in a while.
I just hope everybody's having a good time out there and everybody's staying safe. You know, we've been keeping ourselves protected. You know, both on the physical and the spiritual side of things,
Yes.
and the emotional. You know, when you're cramped up in the house with people, you got to make sure you take care of yourselves as well. I know sometimes it's not always alcohol, but
I know.
it's also just make sure you're communicating things properly. You know.
Oh, okay. Tanya's got one already.
All right, I'll go ahead and read this one real quick.
All right, you go for
it. So, Tanya Rogers, I used to work at a restaurant. I used to see a waiter's formal ones when I close the bar at night. Scared me so bad I found out later it burned in the 40s. The fire killed almost everyone. Crazy. I quit soon after. So yeah, she used to work at a restaurant and she used to see waiters, like formal waiters. So like in the 40s, a waiter had to dress like in a suit and everything,
yeah.
very, very, very fancy.
Very fancy, very
Yeah.
formal back then.
So she used to see them and definitely left that job after seeing some like 40 styles waiters, you know.
So you got. I was going to ask Tanya this, because she says the history of seeing and feeling things goes back to generation. This is going to tie into my story I'm going to share soon. Do you got some sort of ability or stuff that you're willing to share?
Or a gift that you've noticed over the years? Yeah,
it could be a gift or a curse, but that's what some people call a gift and a curse.
Well, to some it's a curse because they just can't. They don't know how to tune it out or shut it off. Yeah, it's always just a burden for them.
It's like leaving the radio on all the time.
They love the communication. Some people really enjoy it.
Some of them need help.
Yeah, some people definitely help. Yeah, exactly.
Deceased.
Living and dead.
Full tails and napkin over the arm. Tim Rhodes is watching. Thank you, Tim, for joining us.
Yeah,
If this is your first time.
appreciate everybody watching.
Yeah, we appreciate all of you guys.
And we're talking, this is Follower Friday, so if you have any stories, any questions, anything you guys want, we talk all kinds of different stuff, paranormal, cryptids, monsters, any kind of aliens or UFO talk, and anything you guys want to talk about. We'll talk about
Tracy,
it, whatever.
throw some down. I'm going to read this one.
Okay.
Where I work now is staffed by one person at night, and every midnight person has told me the same exact stories that they have seen a few quit because of it. Wow. So they've seen something, and they made them quit. Most of them.
And that's what's interesting is when you have those overlapping stories,
If there's the same stories, yeah, then there's got to be something to it, something to that location. Why does it happen? See, I was feeling that.
And she says she comes in about 7 a.m. and is never surprised when she hears stories from the night crew,
And Tanya says, I am an empath. I feel it mostly, and it drains me.
Well, I'm sorry that, you have to feel that drain.
Overwhelming. Sure. And do you do some type of meditation and whatnot? Because
definitely, I would say like meditation and yoga practices will help clear out some of that tension.
Some of it's a shower. Some of it's just music, headphones, tuning out. I mean,
everybody does it their own way.
Everyone does it their own way to tone it out. Some people or have a traumatic or some kind of life experience that says, okay, they're real. They click it on. It's like, okay, this stuff is really happening.
Yeah.
Now, talking about traumatic events, I know I started this and you joined. Before that, I was really strictly paranormal.
Yep.
Then my traumatic work injury happened. And I think at that moment, that opened my mind more. Yeah. Now that I think about it, it opened my mind to more. It's like, because, a traumatic event opens your mind. I used to have a closed mind. Now it's open.
Yeah.
And I think that's the event that triggered everything. Plus that I told it a story about the touching that gravestone before I was injured. And it had a shock down this arm, like a warning. It was that same night with the fireside chat.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And that was the night we saw the eyes from the forest and a couple different things.
Man, no, I don't know. It definitely wasn't a Squatch. It was too small.
Yeah. And there's not the amount of like woods or foliage or stuff to hold a Squatch in our backyard for sure. It's a good amount of wooding, and there's definitely like coyotes that move through there and deer that move through there. But I don't think it'd be a Squatch. But there was some kind of like red or amber-eyed being or beast in the woods that one night.
Talked about
a couple different nights.
We talked about Dogman before.
Yeah, we talked about it a couple times.
David from EVP Medium's Paranormal Road podcast. And Tanya says, I just block it out. I don't do crowds or places I know will be hard. Once something happens, you don't forget it. Yeah, you don't.
No, that's definitely. I get it to a certain degree, but I don't pick up those kind of vibes or messages or that kind of spiritual energy on that end. I have to work and I have to practice towards the things I can feel and the things I can notice. So it's just to have all that all thrown at you from like birth or at an early age. That's definitely a hard path.
Well, because like I was going to ask Tanya, does it usually happen when something traumatic in someone's life that you realize this is happening or you do it a different way or you open your mind more or close it down more? I mean, look what happened to me. And I was been thinking about this last night with the conversation of the story I'm going to tell here shortly. And that kind of goes along the same lines that Tanya is talking about, how this is going to blend in, and she'll understand when I tell this story what this person's going through as well. And it could be emotional or physical, that something traumatic happens that switches your gears and opens your mind, like for me. And it's crazy how talk to people, get their experiences, and they're not afraid to share it with me because they feel like I have an open mind. You can share anything with me. Well, most things.
Yeah.
Paranormal, unexplained empaths. I want to learn and share, and you can't be closed minded in this field. You really can't because it
No,
all
not at all.
blends. It all blends in. And sorry if I'm rambling on and missing any question. It's not all bad. I like to help them too. Okay.
And it started, from when her grandma passed.
Like from 19. Wow. Did you know how to handle it then? Because I know at a younger age it's harder to.
I see her. She says she's 43 now, so she's around your age.
It took her a while.
Yeah. That's around Chris's age and everything.
Yeah.
I'm a little younger, but I'm not.
No.
I'm catching up.
Dude,
I'm almost 30.
He has a mind of 40-year-old because he's been raised by and talked to by a lot of older generations, and he's part of the computer generation too, so he sucked up all that.
Yeah, the computer generation, like we learned a lot of stuff that very quickly.
You've been taught by a lot of different people in your life that are very important to you.
And Tanya, the connection with amazing animals is always amazing because, I've had many different animals I've interacted with, some companions, and things like that.
Oh,
and I love the connection we have with animals. I would say, on a spiritual sense, my connection with animals is almost sometimes stronger than my connection with humans.
You want to read this one from Charlena? That was right above it. It's a pretty big one.
Oh, yeah, I'll read this one.
Yeah, go ahead and I'll shift. Cool. We'll go back and forth with the reading.
Yeah. I'll read this one from Charlena. Sorry, Charlena's been around for a while.
Oh, yes.
So I'll read this story from her. It's a longer one. So thanks, Charlena.
Yeah, thank you, Charlena.
I was a night shift supervisor at a hospital. I heard a child on an empty floor and went around to the locked rooms afraid a child had gotten off the elevator and kicked themselves in a room. The child said, hey, I'm sorry. I'm butchering that for a second. The child said, hey, Vine here. I called security and we went around to all the rooms on the floor.
Yeah.
We checked the cameras, nothing. I was confused and sure a child was lost. The security guard said, it's okay, this happens. This used to be a pediatric floor. The floor was closed and made into administrative wing because of odd things happening at night.
Wow.
Wow.
Children's area, children's ward.
Afraid locked in a room. Okay, so yeah, there's a minor typo in there, but you guys get the story. So the fact that wing had once been a pediatric wing, there were the spirits of children who were in the location, whether they were trapped or still just hanging out.
Or they passed away there and they're still roaming the area that they used to remember as the pediatric ward. And Tanya says, I heard stories from my family, but I thought I was nuts at first. Called the minister. LOL. I mean, some people are don't want to tell some of these stories.
Well, and it's not even okay. So it doesn't even have to be something related to like, spiritual sensitivity or anything like that. Sometimes, like I remember when I was younger, I would talk to my mom about certain things, and I started to contemplate certain ideas at a young age. And I know I probably drove her nuts because before I was 10 years old, I was asking her all these complex questions about like, God and spirituality and things like that. And, it's one of those things where I was looked at a little bit weird just by thinking some of the ideas I did at a young age, especially like before it was popularized and like when I got into high school and everybody was doing it, talking about like aliens or anything of that nature, you were kind of like laughed at because it was just like, oh, that's kind of a silly subject, but
right.
I've always been interested in those kind of things.
And Tanya says hospitals are so hard too. Not shocked. Sad. They are. He's been in one old tuberculosis hospital. I've been in 3 different ones, and there's so much sadness and death. And it's like sometimes you walk through a wall.
Yeah.
And you hear all these things. If Molly, we keep talking about Molly because Molly's really got me right here. because I think it's the more personal one, as I would call it in the paranormal. It's a personal one because a lot of stuff's happened there.
Yeah.
Where the EVP, it was our first time there. Me and Erica called out my name. I might have Tyler round up some of my EVPs and share it with you on the page or whatnot. We'll make something up because I really want to share those EVPs with the world.
Yeah, we'll work on it.
And that shadow figure. Then your mom talked about birds in her area. There was a bunch of birds before I caught that shadow figure. We had a lot of weird stuff when you were in there. I told you one time by the elevators because I heard weird noises and whatnot, screams, and it wasn't the drone. That was later because we figured out because they're two different sounds and there was weird voices. Me and Erica witnessed doors slam or heard doors slam above us and heavy footprints. So yeah, hospitals are hard. They are very hard.
Very. And with Tanya, she's saying like the curiosity is natural, especially in gifted kids. They're just different form.
All right.
I would say that if I would consider myself anything, I'd probably say I fall within the realm of like an indigo child. And if you want to look into indigo children, it's a different thing you can look up. Since I was younger, I definitely felt a different thing than what I perceived the people around me were feeling. And my mom has always told me since I was younger that there's something different. She never said it in a bad way.
No.
But she always said there was something different about me that was different than most people. And, look up indigo children, and I think you'll see a little bit of what I'm talking about there. But
you're fine, Tanya. We don't want you to shut up.
No, you're totally good. Yeah,
no, you're fine. This is your guys' show tonight. This is what we want to share with you.
And the
guys.
chats where we love people talking.
Yeah, we love to share stories and whatnot. Even after the show, if you want to share and email us,
I'll share a little bit more on indigo children.
You go ahead and share that.
No. I'll share it on like the Facebook. Well, I can read a little bit.
You could if you want to read a little bit.
It's really quick. Yeah, I'll just read a quick description.
Then after that, I think I'll go ahead and share that story because I think Tanya can relate to this story I'm about to share. I was talking to someone last night.
All right, so indigo children are children who are believed to possess special, unusual, and sometimes supernatural traits or abilities. The idea is based on concepts developed in the 1970s by Nancy Ann Tepe, and further developed by Lee Carroll and Jan Tober. The concept of indigo children gained popular interest when there were some books published in the 90s about it. So, and that's where I came into effect. Is like I was born in 91, so it popped up in the 90s and people were more interested. And I think people are more interested because there was probably a more increase of those kind of children being born,
Yes.
So I know my mom's always said there's something not like off in a bad way, but there's something different about me.
So you think like kids in the 90s and whatnot?
Well, I think it started in the 70s and like some of them started to pop up in the 70s, and then I think that like as things progressed, people started to notice like, oh no,
I was born in the 70s.
Yeah, and I think I think it started was in like somewhere in the 70s, and that's where people started to notice it. Like people, I mean, there could have been these kind of people who popped up all over time, but I think people started to notice in the 70s, and then in the 90s because of an influx of them. I think that's what happened.
They were afraid because back then they would have put them in the sand, so I don't call you crazy.
Well, and exactly, and indigo children
sad thing about
are supposed to be the people who like are the creative thinkers who are thinking about the problems for like like energy crises and like the economic crises and then like those kind of things, and then like the natural world protecting.
You talk about that, I think of that Val Kilmer movie with Elizabeth Shue, the energy crisis one.
Yeah,
I forget what movie that is, but I used to watch it all. The Saint, that's what it is. The Saint. That was a great movie. I love that movie for some reason. It is because you just talk about energy crisis, solving the energy crisis, and that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
And it was over more Russia, Europe. But anyway, see, there's movies coming out too. Young man. Yeah, he is a young man, but he's got I call it an old, good, wise brain though. He thinks above his age. He does. He really does.
I just like to explore a lot of topics that have been not explored to the full extent. And I think that having a knowledge in a different area has shown a certain.
You've taught me some stuff.
Well, it
you opened my mind as well. Even after the injury, kind of opened up my mind more, and I'm starting to absorb this stuff that you're talking about, and you share it with me. I'm like, I'm absorbing a lot of it and expand.
And I've tried to keep my mind more open, and like the more I open my mind, the more clarity and actually the better my life got, so that was one of the things that was really great for me, because at a point in my life I was starting to really question a lot of points of like what people had taught me, what was taught in like the schools, what was taught in like the churches and stuff, and going on my own path and learning all the different things I have, it's really opened me up to a lot of different stuff.
I think we were asked this before. Charlena, my blood is O negative.
I don't know my blood.
He doesn't know that, but
my wife knows my blood. I don't know my blood. I know that for a fact. I know my wife knows my blood, but I don't know my blood.
Interest in the supernatural is one of the signs for gifted, not shocked.
Oh, and I've had an interest in the supernatural since I was a toddler,
Yeah, Charlena. I don't know if we talked. Yeah, we did talk about a blood type before the show. Yeah, I'm O negative, and it makes me think about some things that happened in my past, because they would call me some sort of not to extreme, but some kind of sensitive. Because I always sent in my past. I've told this story that even on my urban explorations in different places, and whatnot, and 9 times out of 10 they shoved me in the back because I was the brave soul. I've always felt someone was watching me.
Yeah, we've talked about that many a times.
Yeah,
where like
that's why I started this.
You had that presence, and it led you on the path.
Yeah,
and what Tanya was saying was like, smartest people learn from everyone.
Yes.
And that's one of the things that I feel like gave me a better perspective in life, is that I didn't only learn from my mistakes. I observed the mistakes of the people around me, and I learned a lot from their mistakes. So I was able not to repeat not only my mistakes, but not other people's. And it definitely let me focus on other things while I was avoiding those kind of situations.
Well,
one of the things I definitely, and I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you're fine. I want to.
One of the things that definitely kept me on the path to learn a lot more is at a time where a lot of people were definitely exploring like being in relationships and stuff like that. I was focused on like learning stuff in the paranormal and like the aliens, and not only that, but like different kind of ancient religions, different kind of mathematics, different kinds of all kinds of stuff. I just focused on knowledge instead of all kinds of stuff. So like I until I was like 19, I didn't really care about like any kind of like relationships or any kind of stuff like that. Now I'm married with 2 children, so it's a whole different world now. But for the longest time, I just focused on knowledge, and that was my biggest influence. And I started to get to the occult at a younger age, and that was where I learned some of the more interesting things that I've learned, especially now that I have gotten into like magic and certain elements. I've learned some really interesting things.
Right.
But go ahead, dude.
No, I was going to say something. I mean, I was saying if you were part of this family, which you are, been part of this family for a while now, this page might have just been simply paranormal. And you definitely, and that's why I say he's been a big part of this page too, because he's opened up to just not just paranormal, all the other explained and stuff. We talk about various topics, and it's pretty much unexplained. You got to have it open. I mean, you can't just be stuck on one thing, because it always leads, just like Randy and David over there. It's like they introduced us to, we're looking back into our investigation. It's like, that makes sense now.
Yeah.
Into the cryptid side of things.
Well, because back then we were only thinking paranormal on those kind of investigations.
Yes.
I had cryptid, and I had like other knowledge, but I wasn't thinking about it for that.
So when we do ones, we're just gonna, Well, tomorrow it's going to be during the day though, but we're going to be next to body water and forest. And,
Yeah, we're gonna be definitely hunkering down for a while and just talking about some stuff while we're out there too.
Oh yeah.
I think we should just hang out at one point and just like set up the camera and just chill out and just talk in front of the camera and just let whatever happens in the background happen. Yeah, that one. Or like, well, if we want to do it live, we'll do it from one of our phones.
Yeah.
So, but we're gonna be out tomorrow, guys. Check us out in the early afternoon. I would
Yeah.
say sometime between 1:30 and 2 o'clock. We should be out and start the live between then.
We're going to Jate, the old town of Jate, where the paper mill was, and the old abandoned railroad tracks, which wasn't easy to find for me, but in that video, I mean, I shared it on my regular Facebook page, my other YouTube, which probably leads into this YouTube. They both mingle together and both help each other.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
that's what we do. It wasn't for my other page. We wouldn't have our resident jokester and moderator Joe. I mean, that guy is awesome, and
Joe's wonderful.
I met some great people on both sides of the field.
I'm gonna do one more burning of this one.
Okay, go ahead and do one more burning. And Tanya says we are guided. I do believe that. And Tanya says curiosity of the unknown. We want to know. And what is that little things in our Facebook? Curiosity of the unknown. We don't. I have to look it up because I haven't looked at my own saying tomorrow. But it's something the lines of the curiosity and going towards the source or something like that. Go towards the source. Don't run away. Unless it's attacking you, then yeah, run away. But no Bigfoot's chasing us. Good idea, yeah. What do you think alien knowledge was shared in the past and is still ongoing?
Well, I think that some of the mathematics we practice to this day are things that were introduced by alien technology and stuff. But when you look at the rapid advancement in aircraft in general, I think it explains a lot of, because look at just like, okay, we go back to like the Wright brothers, and well, we look at the Wright brothers and we look at the crafts they were using.
Yeah.
And then
that's crazy. And look at
there were similar crafts that progressed for a while, and then all of a sudden, you get to certain points, and you can link certain things. I'm sorry, you can link certain things to the Roswell landing or the Roswell crash, and some of the things like that. And then all of a sudden, we have, like things like the stealth bomber and stuff like that, which are just these super advanced crafts that can, operate these intense speeds. And I think it's only because we've only been able to, reverse engineer certain parts of these crafts that we've taken from these alien crafts and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Bob Lazar talks about it a little bit in some of his stuff. And if you can see some of the stuff in his documentary that's out. I think they put it up on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
But he talks about it a lot, where it's like, they wanted to try to reverse engineer the stuff, and they were making sure that people were only taking certain parts so that somebody didn't have knowledge of like the whole thing, So that's a really interesting ordeal, because the fact they were keeping knowledge split up between people means that they didn't.
Okay. Well, I've talked about this always before. Yeah, Area 51 has some of the stuff, but I tell you this, right here in the state of Ohio, you speak of the Wright brothers, Wright-Patterson Air Force Base has a lot more of that stuff. You even go, like you talk about the difference in airplane through the years.
Yeah.
Go to the Air Force Museum, and you see it's like they have the replica of the Wright brothers plane on up to all the space stuff. And
yeah.
It's like, how do we, in this amount of time, go from stuff with the simple wires and propellers in the engine to something that's highly technologically advanced, like that supersonic jet that sits in there and those rockets? They got everything in the Air Force Museum. I'm an Air Force veteran, so I love that museum. And there's also a haunted plane in that museum. Yeah. And now they have the Memphis Belle. I'm geeking out over that place. I'm sorry. I want to go back there even after the fires is done.
And now I think it's finally time for you to tell that story.
Yeah, I'm going to tell this story. I'm going to read that one more comment from Tanya. Just think the things we don't know that are hidden by a big brother. Yeah, exactly. Wright-Patterson Air Force Base is where most of that stuff came from. Yeah, Area 51 has their stuff.
Yep.
But people are like, oh, let's storm Area 51. I'm not giving ideas to storm Wright-Patterson Air Force Base.
No, none of that.
No. We don't want that mess. But I'm going to tell you, there's more underground craziness going on in Wright-Pat. Anyway.
Chris is going to start this story. I'll be right back. I'll be back before the story is like even midway finished. Don't worry. I have to go check something, and I'll be right back, guys.
I think Tanya's going to relate this story because we were talking about empaths. And I was talking to this follower last night. Just started talking to her, and she had no problem opening up to me. And I know how, Tanya, it is very hard for people with your abilities and gifts, or someone called curses, that can open up like this. It's going to be a little long story, so everyone bear with me. If I don't read it right, you can't hear me. Just Joe will let me know probably too. I know Joe, and I know I made you blush. It's true. And I give Terry says hi again if you don't remember. And we're all looking forward to explore together, all of us. He even says you're a great guy, and I believe it because you are. Anyway, this is Brandy from Alabama, down south. And she says, I was going back on Messenger, so excuse if I read it wrong, or I was going back and forth with her, and I asked her some questions, and she was able to open up to me. She says, I am an empath, so this year has been really, really heavy on me. And she's talking about nightmares, too. I rarely remember them. I just wake up terrified and shaking. I felt like someone was watching me when I would wake up, but that hasn't happened in a long time. It does seem to go along with the moon. There's some crystals I want to try out. I have done saging. It seems to help some, but not fully. My youngest is also an empath. He can see people's auras. Okay. He's still too young to understand, though, but he has asked me about certain colors around people, if that makes sense. When me and him are together, our energy is so freaking high. I never told anyone of this. And she's referring to, she's never told anyone this story. And I feel privileged that I asked her permission. She says, if she can't make it tonight, I can share this story. It's definitely hard to understand even for me still. I've been doing a lot of researching. I am a feeler. I actually can feel people's emotions just walking past them. I finally learned to somewhat control that. It was hell at first. Apparently going through all the things I've been gone through set them off. I've always known something was there, but never paid attention back then. It got to the point where I had no choice but to acknowledge it and figure what was going on with me. She also has, this is interesting, she also has strong Indian genes in her. I think that plays a little part in it.
Native American.
Well, that's what she says, Indian. I'm sorry. That's what she told.
I know. I'm just correct.
I know. Sorry. I'm just reading what she was.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
I'm also a healer, which comes with the whole feeling emotions thing. My high energy attracts people, especially broken people. My calm nature is a welcome mat for people whose spirits aren't so calm, if that makes sense. I think that's a lot of why I've been through and stayed so long. I believe everyone can be healed, but I have learned to have. Oh, Jesus, man, maybe I need my eyes checked. I have learned that they have to.
Where you at?
I'm right here. They have to have permission to heal in order to actually be healed, if that makes sense. So she tried to help everyone in the past, but now she lets them decide if they want to be healed. All right, one more page.
Yeah.
One more page, guys. It was a lot. It was a good conversation.
Yeah.
And I told her spirits are drawn to your energy, and she says yes. And I really let them drain me until I can't take it anymore. That's why I'm trying to learn how to avoid. I want to help, but have to protect myself and my energy at the same time. I'm just starting to learn how to block out certain people's emotions because they literally weigh so heavy on me I can't breathe. I think my trauma is what made mine peak to that point. I'm talking about trauma. I couldn't deny it any longer. It was so strong. I was so weak and I couldn't hide it anymore. I'm literally exhausted a lot, especially mentally, because I tried to control it, but sometimes it's really heavy. Sometimes the energies refuse to be blocked out. And she says I asked her about meditation. She has to meditate with music. It's the only way I can block them out sometimes. So she's an empath as well, and I'm sure Tanya can relate to that.
And Tanya says, she's Cherokee. She's got Cherokee ancestry.
Because they were more connected with the earth, the
Exactly.
Native Americans.
The Native Americans were, for sure.
For sure. And that makes a lot of sense right there. See, I'm glad that you joined us tonight, Tanya, because those stories kind of you guys can share with each other.
Charlena, she definitely should embrace the water element. We
We
talk about all kinds of different elements. Obviously we have the earth up tonight, but we have. Go ahead and hold that for me real quick.
Yes, sir.
Got the air.
Oh, Joe loves story time from me.
Yeah.
So I try to do these
Fire.
stories. I love telling these stories.
And
Fire.
we have water. So we try to always have different ones,
So for Tanya, who's just joining us for tonight, which hopefully our show is good for you tonight, and we love sharing these stories. Some people share with me these stories, and I always ask permission if they can't be on or can't join us that night to share these stories. I mean, I still have a couple. That's my notebook. I keep stories and our investigations and a little bit of our research from the shows we want to do next and whatnot, and our characters' names up here, which I think Joe's named Frankie the Frog here.
And if anybody ever wants to wonder, I'm TC Redwood in the chats and stuff.
Yeah,
so.
that's he's going to do it for just this page. It's just for the business.
Yeah. I don't have a personal Facebook. I just use that for the page and stuff. So that's me.
That's him. So that way he can broadcast it well. So that way and
it
simultaneously.
helps me keep a page for the people that have to interact business wise on Facebook.
Business like Rand, everyone on here. So yeah, he'll probably friend request you. I'm sure most of you on here are, because I've been getting friend requests a lot.
I'm only keeping that to certain things. I'm trying to only keep a couple friends on there.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, just a couple people from other shows and stuff.
Yeah.
But, so don't worry about I'll just interact from that page and stuff, guys. So you'll see me on here. Just anything you guys need, just go to the BAPS page, and we both check that for sure.
I know, Tanya, that is weird that you came in tonight, because I was going to share that story, and she was an empath as well, and I'm so glad that you joined us tonight and shared your story, because it was like meant to be, dude. It was meant to be. Tanya was meant to be on the show tonight. That in this story.
For sure.
From Brandy, from Alabama, down south. So we got all over, across the pond, down south. I don't know how many people. I don't know if we had a lot of out west people.
I don't know. So not as much, for sure.
For anybody that's still in the show, shout out where you're from, because I know Joe's from Ohio. We know that.
Yeah. All right, guys. So we got about 10, 15 more minutes of the show. So what do you guys want from us? What kind of questions do you guys have from us? What stories do you guys have from us? Or what from us? We can talk about some of our stories too. But we want to hear your stories. It's Follower Friday, so we want to hear some of your guys' stories tonight for sure.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's another. Tanya came from when I was on the other night on Haunted Road Media. I was sharing my alien story that I saw out the window, and you guys looked at me weird because it's like, did you see that? What? No, I literally saw this sphere.
All right, so hold on a second. So
Oh,
we got
go ahead.
Charlena's from West Virginia. Now I know Charlena's told us some stories.
Yes.
Tanya, you're from Maryland. Does Maryland have any of those like hometown or home state legends? You know, things that like maybe somebody outside of Maryland has never heard of. Like, and do you have any of those kind of stories for us? We'd love to hear one of those.
Oh yes, definitely.
Don't be done talking. You don't have to be done
No,
talking,
you're
Tanya.
not
You're
done
fine.
talking, Tanya. Come on. This is Follow It Friday. This is your guys' show.
Yeah.
We're just kind of hosting it. Here we're like puppets. We're talk and move and drink. Talk and move and drink.
Yeah. Joe, I know what you're talking about. There's so many porn pages out there that are always trying to like get you to like their page or like subscribe to their page or some stuff like that. It's kind of disgusting.
I know, it's like this is not a dating service. This is a paranormal page. Get off of here.
Yeah, please go away.
It is harder. I try to weed out. I don't remember everything that Fred requests me. I try. If I forget, I apologize. I just weed them out. If you got many friends in the same kind of ideal, or I met you like on Haunted Road Media, Tanya, then if you want to talk later, that's fine. Because that's where I watch it on YouTube every Tuesday. I try to. I was absent for 2 weeks because we were doing this show.
Yeah, but now
fine.
we've set to a new
We set
schedule.
a time where I'm able to join Mike there at.
Well, I actually
Tuesday
made
night.
sure our schedule is the way it was set up to, so you could watch your show on today.
And I'm glad I did because I met the Rick from the other night. Now Tanya. I mean, it's a wide verse field. You go watch something else, you make new friends. Like I made a couple of friends, like I said, from the UK, and another guy from Russia now.
Yeah,
from Russia, who was on that live feed.
Everybody's coming from everywhere, you know.
That's crazy. Dang it! Yeah, Tanya, you've been caught. Come on.
Well, thank you, Tanya. Definitely, if you have any Maryland legends or something, you could pop up to us. We can always use them for another show. So, and if you want to comment here, or if you want a private message to us, you can do that as well.
Tracy's got the jokes now too.
Oh, man, we got so many jokesters now.
I'm 30 years and 30 pounds too late for a porn page.
Come on, get out of here.
Local urban legends, huh? I
You
may
guys
have to
have all
work
been
on that one for
wonderful
you guys.
tonight, by the way. Like, this has been such a fun, interactive show.
I know. And I've always, Tanya, because Mike has so much knowledge, and that's where I always try to catch that a lot, because some of the ideas and whatnot and knowledge comes from him, actually.
Well, yeah,
him. I was like,
well, and
oh,
you've introduced me to Mike's stuff.
Show the book, because I know Tanya. I don't know, Tanya, do you have Mike's book yet? If you do,
This is his
if you
newest
don't, it's
one, A Walk in the Shadows
Yes.
by Mike Drixicker. It's a wonderful book. And
God, I finished in a day and a half.
he's seen shadow.
Oh,
Well,
yes.
he's captured shadow figures, and I've had sleep paralysis. And Mike talks about both of those in the separation, where like not every shadow figure needs to be related to sleep paralysis, and not all sleep paralysis needs to have a shadow figure. So it's a good book. A Walk in the Shadows by Mike Drixicker.
Joe made me laugh. Sorry, guys. I have to pay viewers to watch my porn page. Now we're on porn.
Joe, if you want to pay me, I mean, I'll watch it. You know, like I got your back. You know, like $6 an hour, I think would be okay.
Oh, good Lord.
I'll get a couple hours. I'll give you at least 3 hours.
It's not Pornhub, but it's Joe Hub. Oh my God, guys, this is so great. Yeah, I love watching Mike too. Oh, you have, I would definitely recommend that book, Tanya. I'm sure he said it many times. He talks about it a lot too. You can get it on Amazon.
Yeah.
And God, it's such a good read. I don't want to spoil it for you, so we won't partake in that part. I know which one, because he did write one on Maryland Ghost out there.
Yeah.
he has so many other books out there now. I've been meaning to pick up, but we've been putting a lot of time and effort into the studio first. Then we'll get more books.
And speaking of talking about putting time and effort, we threw a little throw out to the new shirts we got, the cavity color shirts, you know. And
I know what you did last summer.
Here, let me
the Southport slasher. Oh yeah, you can show them where we got stuff from. These two. Oh yeah, that sticker's killer.
All right, so.
Oh, Ben, you're a little late, but we've been having a good show tonight, sir. Yeah, Ben, who just joined us, he's been with us for a while. Joe recognizes him too.
So cavity colors is where we got the shirts tonight. You know, I got my Krampus shirt. Chris has got his I Know What You Did Last Summer shirt, you know, Southport Slash.
Oh, come on. Everyone knows it. I'm showing my age now, too.
So those are a couple things we got tonight. And
I'm not wearing black.
We got the new flag.
God.
The representation of Blackbeard's flag.
Yes.
From Zero Foxtrot. So.
Oh, Ben's joined us. Ben is from Michigan, and he's got his own investigation team. And
you know what's funny, Ben, is you're from Michigan. The pins on my hat, I actually have the Motown Museum and Third Man Records, which is Jack White's record company, and it's like based out of Detroit and stuff. So I have two Michigan pins on my hat.
I guess we lost that drinking game because Joe's coming out with he says, "How do you know it's Joe Hub?" I'm sorry, man.
I watch.
I'm in front of the computer a lot. Sorry, it mistakenly might have popped up.
Sorry, Joe. We're like really in deep on the computer, you know.
Joe Weaver does Dallas, not Debbie does Dallas. Anyway,
Ben, you know, like we've got some new followers tonight who are great. You know, Tanya is amazing.
Just joined us.
Tanya Rogers is really awesome. You know Charlene. I'm sure Charlene and Ben have probably seen each other before. So I'm just so glad you guys interact and stuff. And always just look out for each other. Ben has a page out of the Michigan area. You know, he's been trying to get his stuff going too.
Yeah,
so
Ben, let us know when you got a couple of those videos and up. I don't know how. I hope that's going well for you guys.
And also, Ben, we're doing Follower Friday. So if you have any stories you want to throw out for tonight,
throw the story for our followers. Cause
we're doing stories and questions. No matter what anybody wants to talk about, we'll talk about it. No, we got about, I'd say probably about another, like, I said 10, 15 earlier, but let's say like another 10, 15 or maybe 20 minutes now. You know, we're having fun talking to you guys.
Yeah, Tracy and Joe are cracking it up in the chat right now. That's good.
You guys are so hilarious.
This is what makes this show great because of you guys too. It's such a good time. We're down to earth. We're talking about everything paranormal, unexplained UFOs. And we're having a good time tonight. And
it's always a good time talking to you guys because you guys bring the best out of our subjects and stuff, you know, for sure.
GTI. Oh, that's an investigation. GTI.
Yeah, GTI. Okay. Ben, if you want to post your link in here, man, you can go ahead and do that.
You can post your link up here. So
we're not opposed to people posting links.
Share your link, sir, and let us know how about that show you're going to do.
Dude, Tanya, we try to be down to earth. You know, we try to just like keep things simple. The one thing you'll never see from us is exaggeration of results. You know, we only react to the things that are real. And we only try to talk about the things that are real. If you look back on any, if you want to, you're on the YouTube, check out our investigation recaps or our evidence reviews is what we call them. Mm-hmm. And you can see, like, we're not out there, like, trying to get a bunch of videos and stuff. We take what little evidence we get and we try to, like, look at the full effects and, like, what actually happened, you know?
And
we debunk the whole way along. Yeah. Like, go ahead, dude.
And some of those explorations I talk about where I'm taking this dude tomorrow, that I put Chris's other journeys, which most like 9 times out of 10 leads to our investigations. I updated that playlist as well, so they can check out the Helltown one and that railroad bridge that I'm showing you tomorrow. And
well, hell yeah, dude.
See, I gotta share it. And it's like vice versa. It's like on my YouTube page, I say our paranormal page. So it goes hand in hand.
Well, yeah,
that you got to share.
and we put up that new video of you out there paying respect to veterans. Chris
Yes.
is a veteran himself.
There's an Air
And,
Force flag over here, but
There's
you can't see it.
there's a graveyard right next to our house,
Uh-huh.
and Chris was walking through and paying respect to a couple of the veterans in there. One from the Revolutionary War, one from the War of 1812. So check out that video. We just put that up on the YouTube today,
Yes.
and make sure to give that a like and subscribe to the YouTube if you're not over there as well.
And Ben, if you're just joining us, tomorrow I'm taking to the Jade, Ohio paper mill, abandoned railroad and bridge. It's supposed to be haunted. I found it the other day. I posted a video on my page a couple days ago. I put a link. It says Chris's other journeys on the YouTube page, paranormal page, or you can check out my pictures on my personal Facebook as well. I posted it on there. We're gonna go there. We're gonna go probably do live around 2-ish p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah.
And we're going to show you guys both sides of the bridge.
Somewhere between like
Somewhere around
1:30
there.
and 2.
Because
Yeah.
we're going to leave around 12:30-ish after TT goes down for a nap.
We might leave a little bit ahead of time.
You want to leave a little? It's up.
Maybe just after noon.
Just
I'm sure
after?
Abby would probably like it. Well, we'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that.
But between 1:30 and 2 for sure, no matter what.
Dang, that's an old graveyard. Yeah.
Yeah. It was established in 1833.
1833, and that guy, he even he researched the history of it.
I researched as much as I could on all 3 people that Chris discussed.
And we learned more about our area where we live on.
Literally, the one guy that we talk about, he owned the property we live on, the graveyard next to it, and the property across the street,
the church.
And he owned 133 acres of land.
So that's a lot of land.
Yeah, it's a lot of land. And Tanya says, thanks for serving.
I appreciate it. It's an honor. I would do it again if I heartbeat. They may make me lose some weight.
Yeah, I don't think they're taking us now. But
no.
Yeah, I'm almost 30, so I don't have to worry about getting drafted again, I don't think. But,
selective service.
Yeah.
You're going.
I never served, by the way. Unfortunately, I had a couple of friends who went in a couple the year before I graduated and one the year I was graduating. And they asked me not to join just because they didn't want me to join. So I don't know what exactly they were thinking, but they were...
they want to get out of the house.
Well, they joined, but they told me specifically, they said they wanted me to do other things. So I did other things.
Well, if you're not like your mindset's not, then you don't force it.
I don't know what they like. Like I said, my one buddy Joe was the biggest influence, and he asked me, he's like, just focus on other stuff, If
you do it for the wrong reasons, then you're not going to enjoy it. That's why I say. And I enjoyed it because I wanted to go out there. I've seen some places I probably would never seen if I didn't go, like Saudi Arabia. And let me tell you, that's a whole different, beautiful, different culture area. That's why you have an open mind with all the religion stuff. That area is interesting, the way they do things.
I would love to see Saudi Arabia for sure, but unfortunately, it's just one of those areas right now that's just not safe in certain areas.
And my dad was in the Navy, so it was over in Iceland. They give you, it's like more of being over in Norway and all that. It's got that Viking heritage and lore and out there, the folklore and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful area as well up in Iceland. So, yeah, we're just rambling on, so I don't know if we missed anything. Wow. Really, Tanya? You did every branch? That's interesting.
Oh, man. Newman Outdoors over on the YouTube. Sorry I missed some of your stuff.
Oh, yeah. We're sorry. We're going back and forth, guys.
He said we got a hell of a man cave. Thank you so much.
Oh, we're trying. It's just improves overnight, actually. We got this awesome flag over here. And we got...
Yeah, sorry, Newman. If you notice some of the things we're talking on the Facebook as well. We have a Facebook stream and a
we're
YouTube
doing both
stream
streams right now.
But if you have any questions, what we're doing is we're talking about it's Follower Friday, so we're asking for any stories of any kind of like maybe paranormal experiences, maybe some kind of like cryptid, so maybe like a Bigfoot like creature, or like a chupacabra, or like a Loch Ness monster, some kind of creature, maybe kind of some kind of interaction there, or maybe an alien experience. We talk all kinds of stuff, and anything you guys want to talk about, But Newman Outdoors, we appreciate you checking in, man. Thank you.
Tanya says even the Coast Guard she's done. So she's done Coast Guard, Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force. Wow. I salute you because that takes a lot. Oh.
Yeah, thank you so much, Tanya.
Oh, Ben shared his.
Yeah, so guys,
copy that.
Please check out Ben's page.
Yeah,
he's
check
been
out Ben.
a wonderful dude. He's doing a lot of good things. What he likes to do, and what we've learned from him, is he goes to locations that have the potential for paranormal,
The lesser known,
but are lesser known. Exactly,
And that's what we kind of try to lean to. The lesser known stuff.
We've done some of the big stuff, but we want to get more of that lesser known
prison,
stuff. Yeah.
So I've been to the West Virginia Penitentiary, which, crossing our fingers that we still able to go to that Paracon out there. It's in a late. I'll look it up and share that for you guys. So if you ever in the area you want to join us, we do a road trip to West Virginia Penitentiary, then we go archive. I almost butchered that. Archive, whatever. It's a museum of the paranormal and stuff. He's got a lot of Steve Hummel for Paranormal Quest, which they're still doing a 12-hour live stream, by the way. Those guys got to be tired by now. They started way before us, but they're trying to get a lot of followers, just like we're trying to get a lot of followers. But we're not going to stay up. I mean, we talk about it, but we'll probably be asleep by a certain hour.
Yeah.
Not enough caffeine or alcohol for that one. You might watch and say, "Hey, those guys waking up? Hello."
No, we got a little bit longer. We'll be up here, guys. But if anybody has any stories or anything, we're about to hit that 2-hour mark. So we'll go a little bit longer than that.
Oh, Tanya says I live 5 minutes from the Eastern State Penitentiary. I would love to go there too. I would love that. Yeah, I've heard about that prison as well. It's like our list grows every year of places we want to go to.
Oh, it's longer
enormous.
than we can actually take care of, unfortunately.
Yeah, we'll never get to everything, but that's why we try to cover a lot of Ohio and lesser known places, so that way you guys can experience what we experience.
Exactly.
Because we don't want to go to those major ones you've seen on TV and whatnot, but you also got to go out there like Ben does and the lesser known ones and investigate out there.
Oh, I completely agree.
And there's spirits everywhere.
And Ben's such a good investigator, just because he has that mindset to want to go into those. I don't even have to see him investigate to know he's looking for those proper places to look at.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a lot of respect for him already.
One more story or question, or just throw it out
one
there,
more
guys.
story or question for the night, guys. We're almost out of here for the night.
Yeah, we're almost out of here for the night. It goes quick. We're having fun. It goes quick.
Yeah, dude, it's been like 2 hours already. Yeah,
it's been 2 hours. Oh my gosh. I mean, well, once everything gets back to normal, the schedule will change, but we'll let you guys know ahead of.
Yeah, for the time being.
For April.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. Yep. Check us out.
I'll post it. More events like
Tracy's talking about Bobby Mackey's.
Bobby Mackey's. What do you think, Tanya? Do you think that place gets overdone a lot just because?
Tracy is talking about that place.
Tracy?
Yeah.
Tracy, you think that place gets overdone a lot just because it's like a supposed hotbed of activity? I've heard back and forth. Some nights for people haven't been really much.
Yeah, Ben, come on, man. Give us a story for the night. Tanya is telling you, man, like, get a good story in there,
A drink and a ghost hunt. Yeah, you might have to take Joe with you because he might have all the jokes and you'll be drunk by the hour in. Joe, good old Joe. Growing up. So I think.
Yeah, we're almost out here for the night, guys.
We're almost out of here, guys. It's been such a great night.
It has,
So,
man.
so
It's
many
been so
stories. And shout out to the stories that's shared. Tanya was meant to be here tonight. We are talking about empaths earlier from her and the story I just shared that talking to last night. That's what I do on our off time.
awesome. Tracy's comment is one of my favorite ever. Tracy, you just put one of my favorite comments ever. I'm not gonna repeat it, but I'm gonna I love it so much.
Oh yes, I think Ghost Adventures is full of poop. There we go.
Thank you so much, Tracy.
Yeah, I had to. Don't watch my Volt. Don't watch our Volt ones. Then you'll kick me. I want to kick my own ass back then.
Chris used to be a big fanboy.
Used to, not anymore. I just don't know. Not everything's a exact moment. It's not like I'm going to send, hey, Tyler, go to that spot right there. It's the most haunted. Why would I go to McDonald's and eat and you investigate? What a chicken shit. Anyway. He does that to every one of them. But anyway.
Oh, man. All right. So Ben's got to wait till this COVID gets up before it. I get it.
All right. We understand. All right. The resident jokes for Tracy. Any but Joe. Even Tanya got one last little story we can throw up there tonight. Because it's all about you guys. All about the followers today. And you've been great. It's been awesome. You need to be on an earlier one. The lockdown is over. We'll try to adjust our schedule. But it's a little because his daughter goes down around 8:30.
It's just hard because I have an almost 2-year-old and I've also got like a 3-month-old.
I'm 3-month-old.
Yeah,
so feels like a 6-month-old.
He's a gigantic.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, so
big healthy boy. They did not say poop. Well, I was trying to be. He wouldn't repeat it, so I did it in another one. I'm sorry, Joe. I did not.
And Ben, I'm glad you're working on a show, man.
Yeah, we were so glad.
No matter what, we'll promote the crap out of you.
Yeah.
You know.
Think about it, Ben. We're about a month old. We've been doing this for a month.
As this show.
As this show.
The podcast before was about 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago was only like about a month or two.
Like two months or so,
2 months to be between our investigations. The page actually has been almost 3 years old since I started it.
Yep. I've been a member for about 2 years.
You've been a member for 2 years. Me and Eric have been part of it 3 years. I mean, this guy's been an awesome part of this team. He's been a great addition. And we always welcome people to join us once this virus do a collab. Not too many people, but we'll do some collabs and whatnot. We love to go to different areas and give like Michigan and Maryland and gosh, all over now. Even across the pond if we ever had the money for that.
Yeah.
We should start a GoFundMe investigation to Europe across the pond. Anyway. Tanya says, it. She is interested in a paranormal too.
You guys have been so wonderful tonight with the stories. Yeah.
This has been a great night.
All right. Well, we're going to jump off here for the night.
We want to come visit.
Yeah, we want to jump to everybody's place and come visit.
Oh, yeah.
But
you come to our backyard too.
We'll have to make plans for after the
all this is
all this is over and everything. But thank you so much, everybody, for tonight. You guys have been wonderful.
You've been awesome and amazing. Thank you for all your stories.
It's been a good show, and the stories, the comments, the questions, everything has been
wonderful.
Jokes. So we're getting out here. I love you all, and just thank you, everybody, for
your
wonderful stories.
Stay safe out there. Goodbye.
Night, guys.
Night.